Hello and welcome to Instant Graphics Now. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can edit the watercolor painting Photoshop PSD photo effect using the free Photopea software. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm showing you right here is the Photopea website. You can find this by just going to photopea.com. The link will be in the description for this video. And this is a free software that lets you edit Photoshop files that contains smart objects. You can also edit this software using Photoshop. However, I'm going to demonstrate this using Photopea. The steps should be almost identical in Photoshop. All right. So the first thing you want to do with Photopea is that you want to open the file that you purchase from my Etsy shop. You'll receive it as a zipped file. You have to extract it and then you'll be able to work with the file in Photopea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on the option that says open from computer, and I'm going to navigate to where I have the file saved. In this case, it's a folder I've already been working with, but if it doesn't open automatically to your folder, just navigate wherever it's located on your folder. And you're going to click on the file and you're going to click open. And then you have to give it a moment to work. So when you open up this photo effect in Photopea, this is what it looks like. And it is from here that you'll be able to insert your own images so that the photo effect can be applied to it. Okay, and in this instance, what's going to happen is this effect mimics the look of a watercolor painting that gets applied to your image. So the way that you do that is you work with the smart object layer. If you look over to the right of the image, you can see that there are different layers here for this file. One is named replace your image, and background. So you're going to be working with the replace your image layer. And you'll see here that it has a triangle to open up the layer to view the sub layers. Okay, so when you do that, you see this option right here that says replace your image. What you're going to do is you're going to double click on this layer that says replace your image. So when we double click on this, we notice now that here in the main screen, we see the area where we now can insert the image that we want to work with. So the way you do this in Photopea is pretty simple. You're going to go over here to the file menu and you're going to use the option that says open and place. Okay. And this will open up a window that allows you to navigate to whatever image that you want to insert here to apply the effect. So in this case, I'm going to be inserting this football player image, but it can be anything you want. An image of whatever scene. You can even insert animals, vehicles, whatever it is that you want this effect applied to. But in this case, I'm just going to use a football player. All right, so I'm going to double click on this image. Now note that the image that you use for this effect needs to have a transparent background, okay? If it doesn't, that background will be included and have the watercolor effect applied to it, and it may not produce the same effect you're expecting. So whatever image you use, make sure that it has a transparent background. Okay, so I'm just going to select the image that I want to work with, and I'm going to click the open button. And notice that the image now gets inserted on the canvas. It gets inserted with these resizing handles. So if you need to resize your image, you can do so here. You can also move it around to whatever position you like. I'm happy with the position of this image at this time, so I'm not going to do anything to it. Now, the next step to this is, remember that the original blue image, which is really just a placeholder, is still visible here. So to remove that, what you're going to do is go back over here to the right to where the layers are for this image section, for this smart object section. And you're going to click on the eyeball that's next to the image that you don't want to be displayed, which is, in this case, the default filler image. So I'm just going to click on that eyeball, and now you'll notice that that filler image is no longer visible. You can delete that layer if you like by just right-clicking and selecting delete, or you can just leave it there if that's what you need to work with at the moment. I'm not going to delete it because it's not necessary to apply the effect. So once I click the eyeball to make sure that is no longer displayed, I can now save the changes to this smart object. The way that you do that is you go back over here to the file menu. You're going to click that and you're going to choose the option that says Save Smart Object. and you're going to click that. Now notice that it doesn't take effect right away because it is kind of like an intensive process that Photopea takes a little bit to do. So depending on the speed of your internet connection, it may go faster than on what I'm demonstrating to you here. But that was pretty quick. You just saw that it flashed a message saying that the smart object was updated. Great. So now what we can do is go back to the original canvas with the watercolor effect, and we can see what it looks like now. So we can go back to this first tab and click on it. And now we see that the image that we inserted has been added to the watercolor canvas, and that the watercolor effect has been applied to the image, right? And we can switch back and forth and see what the original was like compared to the effect, all right? Once the effect has been applied and saved, now you can export this to whatever format you need to save it to your computer, whatever you want to do with it. And again, to do that, we're going to just be working with the File menu. So you can go back up to File, and you can go to the option that says Export As, and then you can select whatever format is available. There are a few of the most popular formats here, such as PNG, JPEG, WebP, PDF, SVG, GIF, MP4. And then if you go down the more, there are even more image format options available for exporting this image. And when you click on that, you'll be able, so for instance, if I click on the JPEG option, another window appears, the Save for Web window, or I can give the file a name. I can just confirm my file format choice. And then when I click Save, what it will do is it'll give me the option to save the file to a new location with a new name if I need to. So I don't need to do that. So that is how it works. You want to make sure that you always double click this Replace Your Image layer. You want to insert your image here. You want to make sure that you hide the filler default image that you don't need. And then you want to make sure that you save the smart object. Okay. And that is how you can work with this watercolor photo effect file. If you're interested and you like how this looks, you can purchase this file by using the link provided in the description below. And if you have any other questions, just send me a message through my Etsy shop, or you can leave a comment here on this video. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day.